take you somewhere where the sun shines bright from the day to the nighttime. Hope you hear me loud and clear, cause I think I'm lost without you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Yeah. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to a new live stream. So, of course, in today's live stream, we are going to run through what is currently going on with Bitcoin, what we can look for next, of course, those next trades, and kind of what I'm doing at this moment in time as well. So, yeah, if that all sounds interesting, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and turn that bell notification on so that you never ever miss another live stream. But yeah, enough of that. We will jump straight on into it and talk about what is going on. I will just give you a bit of a heads up. I'm going to keep this a lot shorter than yeah, some of the other live streams because yeah, I do have somewhere that I need to be. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but yeah, I will still give you the information that yeah is needed, right? So yeah, let's jump into it. Let's see what's going on. And let's see what we can kind of expect, right? So let's go. So yeah, as always, context, right? We know, right? The context is still actually bearish, right? On the broader market context, okay, it is bearish. Why is that? Okay, well, we are still very much in this bearish market structure here. Now, this does not mean, okay, that we can't take long trades because, of course, right now I am in a long trade, right? I am currently in a long trade, and yeah, I mean, it's been a really, really successful long trade. Okay, this is a long trade that I took all the way down here from range low. Okay, and it's a very similar setup. I was looking for it to be an identical setup to the long trade that we took from down here, but you know, it wasn't quite as similar. Well, I mean, it wasn't quite the long trade that we got back here. This was just a perfect setup, but yeah, it was still a valid long trade, and it's still been a very, very successful long trade as well. So yeah, here, okay, of course, you know, it was the exact same setup where we had range low, right? And we formed a failed auction at range low. In this case, we had lots of shorts trapped at the low, okay, whereas here we did not, okay, but initially it's the same, right? Back here we were in bearish market structure, okay, I saw some strength here. So initially I took the long trade, and as you can see, yes, it was a good long trade, right? And we had bullish market structure here, which then actually broke, okay, and then we flipped that to, of course, this bearish market structure here, where now, right, we've taken the long trade again, okay, and now we are very much in a bullish market structure. Okay, so this move towards the upside is a good move towards the upside. You know, it has been a good move towards the upside, and you know, there's a possibility, right, that this move can continue higher. There is a possibility that this move can continue higher. And yeah, what we have to remember as well, okay, is that we are in very bullish market structure here, and at this moment in time, we're still holding, right? We're still holding that bullish market structure with these series of higher lows. Okay, yes, we've had the pullback over the course of last night and today, right? But we're still at this moment in time holding that bullish market structure with the higher lows and of course the higher highs as well. So from here, we could see a rise to continue up and form another higher high, right? At this moment in time, we are looking at a ABC correction. So of course we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish count, okay, and right now we are looking at a possible ABC correction. Now, right, this pullback that we've seen here, okay, could possibly be the end, right, of the B wave, okay, of the ABC correction, right? And of course, from here, we could come up to break above the end of wave A, okay, to complete that wave C, right? That's a possibility from here. Maybe we go a little bit lower, okay? Maybe we do go a little bit lower. And yeah, maybe from there, we see the B wave actually end a little bit lower, okay, and then we get the move up to C wave, okay. This is kind of what I'm still looking at. This is why, again, I still have a little bit of this long trade still open, taking the majority of the profits off of the trade, but yeah, I have actually still got a little bit left in the trade, and I've actually just added to the trade as well. So of course we will have a little talk about that as well, but I have just added to that trade. So yeah, initially, this is kind of what we're going to look for, that ABC correction. Doesn't mean we're going to get the ABC correction, okay? Not, okay? Because, what we have to remember as well is, we're still in this bearish market structure here, right? And what this could be here is another lower high for price to then come down and form another lower low, right? So this is something that we do have to be very much aware of for another move down, right? We do have to be aware of that. But at this moment in time, as we are still remaining in this bullish market structure, I do still think, right, we can come up and make another higher high, right? As long as we're in the bearish market structure, I do believe that we can do that. If we start to lose that did I say bearish? Bullish market structure. As long as we remain in this bullish market structure, okay, I can happily say, right, we can look for higher prices. But if we do start to lose this bullish market structure, then yeah, that's when we're considering, okay, right, this local downtrend that we've got going on, right, this more local downtrend here that we've got going on is looking like it wants to turn into a bigger downtrend, right? That's what we can kind of be looking at here. So yeah, it's kind of just patience, right? And sort of just like positioning ourselves in such a way where, we're not going to get completely wrecked if price does that, right? I understand that, I've entered into a long trade from a really nice level from all the way down here. Yes, I've just added to that trade, okay, which of course has brought my entry up a bit as well. But, I'm factoring all of these things into my risk management, of course, as well. I've got that stop loss in place. So, there's no way at this moment in time that I can lose money on this trade, right? Because what I've actually done is I've moved that stop loss up to the new entry that I do have. So yeah, the trade I'm in is still a risk-free trade, right? It's still a risk-free trade. Of course, I don't want to turn a profitable trade into a losing trade, right? So, I've already secured $5,500 on the trade, okay, realized P&L here. Then of course this is just all on unrealized here at this moment in time. And yeah, if it does come down to my entry, then I will get stopped out of that long trade, and then of course, I'm going to be looking for I'm going to be looking for a new trade. Of course, I'm always looking for a new trade, right? I'm not I'm not always needing to be in a new trade, right? I'm just actively always looking for a trade. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Of course, yeah, like I said, I added to the short trade, and this is something that we were discussing this morning in the daily market update. And yeah, it was, yeah, let's take a bit of a look at that. What were we looking at it on? I believe it was a 2 hour. So basically, we've been looking at this range, right? I have been looking at this range. Let's see, is it this one here? Yeah, we've been looking at this range, and I mean, We can be looking for range low here. That is a possibility. And again, for me, like range low is just another longing opportunity, right? That's just an opportunity where we can look for a long. To be honest with you, it's not anything if we do come down here to be too worried about, I don't believe. It is another perfect longing opportunity if, of course, we do see the setup, right? If we do see the setup here. If we do see the setup, this is something that I'm looking to trade as well, right? I've already added to the trade where we are now, and we'll talk about why. But even if we do pull back a little bit further, right, and then we do get a long setup from here, right, I'm not going to close that long trade, right? If I see a long setup here, what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm probably going to add to the long trade again, and get in, try and bring that average just a little bit more down, right? But initially, if we do get a move down and we see a setup, right, this is another setup we've been looking at, okay? This morning in the daily market update, we were looking at this possible setup as well, where we take out range low, fail auction it, swing failure pattern it for a nice long trade up to the range high, right? So that's just another opportunity to buy the dip or long the dip, right? But yeah, I have actually entered into a long trade from where we are now, and it's kind of like, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, right, okay, we're in this bullish market structure here, right? We're seeing some signs of strength where we are. We're also seeing some signs of strength on the stock market where we've now closed this gap. Okay, we've closed the gap pretty much to the dollar, and we're actually getting a nice bounce, right? We're getting a really nice bounce. So, like the stock market has brought Bitcoin down with it, okay, it would be nice. This is what I've been telling the team here. Okay, it would be nice if we look for it to bring BTC up with it, exactly like it brought BTC down with it, right? So yeah, that's what I said. The S&P 500 is also seeing a nice bounce after closing the gap. We are looking for it to bring BTC up with it, exactly like it brought BTC down with it, right? So this is kind of what we want to see, right? We want to see the stock market continue to rise, and we want to see Bitcoin follow that as well, because initially, again, we saw that we've been seeing the stock market actually pull back, and what has it done to Bitcoin? Well, it's pulled Bitcoin down with it. Okay. But yeah, for me, Bitcoin is in this bullish market structure here, right? Of course, we have the ES that's having a nice bounce as well. So for me, right, this is without looking at anything else, is already pretty good, right? I like this. Okay, this is just, again, if we're just looking at this price action here, longs are favorable, right? Longs are favorable because we are in bullish market structure. It's exactly like when we zoom out onto the 12-hour. Right, we can see we're in bearish market structure. What is favorable, right? Well, the shorts are favorable, right? Because we're in this bearish market structure. We're continuously making new lower highs and new lower lows, right? So the shorts are favorable. In this case, right, we are actually in bullish market structure here. Okay, so the longs are favorable, right? And especially when we are holding a higher low. Okay, that's where we want to look for new long trades, right? That's kind of where we want to look for long trades. So with that, we've got the 786, the GP 786, right? We've literally tapped that 786, and yeah, we're getting a really nice bounce off of that 786. So that's another bit of confluence that we have. Then we come over to the stuff that we were looking at this morning, right? All stuff we were looking at this morning, right? We can look at this, okay? What we're actually seeing, okay, is some really nice absorption, right? We can see, again, Bitcoin, higher low and higher low, right? This here, and what's happening with the CVD? Okay, well, the CVD over time is getting lower, right? Telling us that there is absorption of the shorts, okay, absorption of the sells here, because there is more aggressive selling, there's more aggressive shorting here than there was right all the way back here. However, price is in like bullish structure with higher lows. Okay, so it's telling us there is a big player like absorbing all of this. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean, right, that we're getting more aggressive shorting here, right? It doesn't mean we're getting more aggressive shorting here. Like, just in general, we're getting more aggressive, like, sell. It doesn't mean it has to be short trades, new short trades, okay? It can also be longs getting stopped out, which of course is longs selling into the market, right? So, yeah, for me, right, looking at this, that's just another sign of strength, right? It's just another sign of strength, okay? And again, coming in confluence with the higher the higher low structure, right? Then we can actually bring up the fixed range for this, okay? And of course, what did we do? Well, we actually lost, right, the value area low, back tested it as resistance quite a few times, rejected from it, okay? And now what we're doing is we're actually reclaiming this, okay? We're actually reclaiming that value area low. And if we go into like a lower time frame, we can probably, let's see. Right, is it going to want to load? Let me just pull the chat up. I just seen a comment come in. Yeah, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Shubham says hi. Sorry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully I am. But yeah, welcome. I don't believe I've seen you here before. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe as well if you haven't already. But yeah, good to see you here, my friend. So yeah, let's have a look. I kind of want to look at it in a 15 minutes. Is it going to load? I don't understand why the fixed range does this. Why can't it just stay? There's going to be a reason for it. I know there's going to be a reason for it, but it's just like, come on. Right, am I going to have to pull a new one? Let's just pull a new one then. Yeah, so I mean, you know, we're rejecting. We haven't back tested it. So there's still a possibility, right, that we could actually back test that value area low and bounce off of that. Okay, so maybe a little bit further down before we go up again is a possibility. Maybe we will see. Where are we? Let's get rid of that new one. I'll just leave it on there for now. Right, so yeah, of course we're reclaiming that value area low, which is a bit of like, it is a sign of strength for me. And then again, you know, it's just coming back to right bullish market structure. So you know, with all of this, it's looking like that we could continue up from here, right? And that's exactly why I've told the team on the Visionary Discord, right? Just compounded the long trade, which yeah, if you don't know what compound means, it means literally just added to the long trade, right? That's pretty much what I did, just added to the long trade there. So yeah, previously the margin on this, because I'd already taken quite a lot of profit, the margin was $800. Now yeah, $3,800 on the trade. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Kind of just looking for that higher low structure to continue higher, right? To go and form another higher high. And at this moment in time, I do think it looks good. So we'll have to see how that plays out, right? We'll have to see how that plays out. And I mean, if we do come lower, like I said, you know, I'm still not opposed to entering into another or like adding to the long trade again at lower prices, because you know, I understand we still have a lot of support down there as well, because this is something we were also looking at as well, right? Where we've got this anchored VWAP, we've got the monthly VWAP down there as well. We've got, of course, range low from this kind of like range that we're looking at here. So if we're going to come in to the range low, right? If we're going to come into the range low, okay, find support at the monthly VWAP and the anchored VWAP, and then we reclaim the range low, that for me is another sign of strength as well. Okay, so even if we do see a pullback here, it doesn't mean, right, that you know, I'm not that I'm going to close this long trade or anything. I could actually just add because yeah, we may see a sign of strength down here, even if we do come low. Yeah, another move is not something that I would be all that worried about. Okay, if again, right, if we start to lose this, right, if we start to lose these VWAPs, right, the monthly VWAP and the anchored VWAP, then yes, that's when I think, okay, right, I was wrong in the decision here to add to the long trade. I can actually now this long trade before, of course, you know, maybe I could still close the long trade a little bit of a profit before it gets down to my new average entry price, which if it does that, it will actually stop me out of the trade. So yeah, that's something that of course, I am going to be monitoring. Okay, if we do lose this, then that's quite a big sign of weakness for me, because then we're breaking this structure as well. We're breaking the bullish structure, and yeah, we'll just have to reevaluate it if that happens, because of course price can come down, we can look quite bullish, and then we can look for higher prices. So yeah, and another thing that I was also looking at as well, is we've got a PDV as well. So previous day value setup, where we've got the open below previous day value area low. So I mean, if we continue higher here, and we get above like previous day value area low, I do think we can go higher. I do really think we can go higher. So we'll just have to see how that, of course, plays out as well. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we could come up there as well, because then we would become also coming into quite a few short trades as well. So where we could then actually be looking for like a short squeeze up, right? But we need to see the long trades really, because we don't. We do, but not that many. So we do have shorts that have opened up down here, just not a huge amount of them. Yeah, it's just not a huge amount. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm just gonna remain patient, right, and wait for it. I still think we look good for another move up. I know I've been saying, right, the context is bearish because we're in the bearish market structure. But it's like, for me, I don't really like this high. I don't like it. Um, for price to then come lower. And this is just like going back to what I say quite a lot, which is experience. And it's like the short trade from here and the short trade from here. I liked those highs. They were like considered for me good highs, because what we've actually done is we've taken out liquidity. So first of all, here, we had a lot of liquidity up here, right? We had a lot of liquidity set up here, right? Price pulled back. We came back up, took the liquidity out, okay, and then we got the bigger move down. We did the exact same thing here, right? Although this was literally a dollar take of the liquidity, it was still, a liquidity grab, a liquidity sweep, whatever you want to call it, right? It was still the same concept, okay, as back here, right? And then we saw this big move down. So, even if we are going to see another lower high, for price to then come down and form another lower low, I would actually rather see another move up before we come down. That would be the preferred scenario for me, where we actually come up, right? We maybe take out this high here and then we go lower, right? Of course, like if we're going to remain in this bearish market structure that we are in, that's what I would like to see. Of course, we may not get the short setup from up there. Okay, we could actually smash through that, back test at support, continue higher, break all of the bearish context, and then go to all-time high, right? I'm not saying that I'm incredibly bearish, right? I just understand what the context is at this moment. And if you deny that the context is not bearish at this moment in time, then I think I think it's just being a bit, you're just not reading the markets correctly. Yes, I understand that we've had a huge move towards the upside, but right, and this is very bullish. We're in a very bullish market right now, but we're starting to see some big signs of weakness here, because we're building some big bearish market structure at this high. So again, I don't want to be that person that's getting really bearish, okay? But as long as we are in this bearish market structure, I have to lean that way just a little bit more than the bullish scenario, because it just goes back to what is the context, right? If the context was higher highs and higher lows, I would very much be bullish, okay? And, I wouldn't have an ounce of bearishness in me. But, because we're in this bearish market structure, that's what I have to do. And this just goes back to what I said, experience, right? You need to look at these things. They're very basic, right? They're very basic things, okay? But a lot of the time within trading, you do have to go back to the basics. It is a big part of trading. A lot of it can be quite complex. I understand that. But sometimes, right, the best thing to do is literally go back to the basics. What is the context, okay? The context right now is bearish, okay? So for me, like I was saying, here, I don't like this high. I'd rather see price come up, which of course would be good for the long trade as well. Take out that high and then go for another lower low if we are going to continue this bearish market structure, right? If we do not get the short setup, okay, then I don't think we will see that, right? If we do not get the short setup, I think we will see higher prices, okay? Whether we come and take out $72,000 and wipe out the bearish context, I don't know, okay? Again, I just like to trade level to level. So if we break above this, okay, then I can look for $72,000. We could front run it, right? We could front run it and then price comes lower. Okay. But, statistics wise, just experience wise, I would look for $72,000. And then I can confidently say, right, there's no bearish market structure here, right? So we don't have to lean bearish, right? We can actually stay a little bit more neutral. The reason why I say neutral and not lean more bullish is because right as we break this bearish market structure, we would be coming into all-time high and range high, okay, of the range that we are in. Okay, if we failed auction swing failure pattern, this lots of trap longs at the high, not looking good. It's not looking good. We could come lower, right? So yeah, that's where I lean more neutral rather than leaning more bearish. Okay, so yeah, these are just things to take into consideration, right? Again, price likes to take out liquidity, right? This for me right here isn't a good high. I don't consider it a good high. Does it mean that we have to come and take it out? No, right? It doesn't have to, but on a statistical basis, on a probabilities basis, right? That's what happens, right? That's what happens. You can see it here, okay, and you can also see it, right? Yes, I understand we have this high here hasn't been taken, but actually, right? If you go into lower, this I like this as a good high for me, right? We've taken it out. Yes, if you're looking at it on a larger time frame, okay, we haven't taken it out, right? But we're still in this range, right? We're still in this range, so we could still take it out. There's still a possibility at some point in the future we could, right? Look at range low. Okay, this is the original range low. We took that out, right? This is the new range low. What have we done? We've taken that out, right? So for me to like, because this is a good low, right? That's a good low. I like that low, right? This is a good low. I liked that low, even though we've now taken that low out, okay? But back then that was a good low. That's why I entered into the long trade, right? Here, this is a good low. That's why I've entered into the long trade, right? Up here, bit of a poor high. It's a bit of a poor high. And I mean, that's kind of why I haven't really entered into a short trade yet. I would have liked to have been in a short trade, and I could be in a short trade. But yeah, I would just prefer to see price come a little bit higher, take out that, and then move lower if that's what it's going to do, right? Of course, if that's what it's going to do. So yeah, we'll see how all of this plays out. Let me just see how I am for time. Yeah, I may have to call it in a minute. Have you got any questions? If you've got any questions, let's put up the chat again. I am not even going to try and pronounce that. I don't even know how you read that. So yeah, apologies. Yeah, I don't know. Translation. But yeah, I'm not going to try and read your name because I have no understanding of how to read that. But yeah, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to take a look at anything you want to look at or answer anything that you want to ask. Give it a minute or so. Okay, I mean, if there are no questions or anything that you guys want to look at, I think I might leave that there. I do have somewhere that I do need to be. So, yeah, I've pretty much talked about everything that I want to talk about. So, yeah, I will leave that there. Yeah, sorry, I just a little bit short on time today. So, yeah, I'll leave that there. So, yeah, I hope, yeah, you have gained some valuable information from this. If you feel like you have, then please smash that thumbs up button. And of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. But yeah, I will leave that there. So of course, any Visionary members, I will see you in the Discord. Okay, and of course, daily market updates that we do as well. If you want access to all of that, it is the first link in the description. This page here will take you there. Of course, if you just want the free Discord, that is the second link. But yeah, that is everything that yeah, I feel I need to talk about. So I will leave that there. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys, and I will yeah, see you tomorrow for the next live stream. See you later, guys. Goodbye.
Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look